Episode 4 of My Happy Marriage Season 2 begins with Naoshi greeting Kyoka, Mayo, and Arata at the subway station. Kyoka and Arata protect Mayo from Naoshi. Naoshi appears behind Mayo. He tells her he'll come for her again in the future. Kyoka attacks Naoshi and Naoshi vanishes. Then, Kyoka attends an anti-grotesquerie meeting. Squad leader Mukadayama tells Kyoka and the others about what happened to Yoshido's group after they raided the Gifted Communion's base. Mukadayama says they'll be out of commission for a while. He introduces everyone to Januchi, a soldier from the Anti-Grotesquerie's second unit. Mukadayama says Januchi will be taking Yoshido's place until he recovers. After that, Kyoka asks Mukadayama if his group obtained information about the person he fought. Mukadayama hands him a report that contains information on the person in question. Kyoka learns that the person he fought is from the Hojo family. Mayo and Arata arrive at the meeting. Arata gives the Anti-Grotesqueries information about Naoshi's supernatural powers. He tells the Anti-Grotesqueries that Naoshi can manipulate information people receive from their five senses. However, Arata argues there are limits to how often Naoshi can use this ability. Arata claims Naoshi's range with his powers has limits too. Kyoka chimes in. He tells the others about the Gifted Communion's plan. Kyoka argues that Naoshi wants to use Mio's Dreamsight ability to fulfill his group's mission. Kyoka confirms Mayo will visit the Anti-Grotesquerie base every day to avoid capture. Kyoka tells Januchi that she will be Mio's bodyguard. Later, Januchi gives Mayo a tour of the base. Januchi tells Mayo her age and marriage status to Mayo. She also reveals that she's an ability user. Januchi hopes she and Mayo can become friends due to their similarities. Mayo accepts. Januchi and Mayo arrive at the dining hall. The former reveals she's the only female Anti-Grotesquerie member. Januchi claims women can't join the military around here. However, Januchi argues her special ability enticed the Anti-Grotesquerie personnel to accept her. Januchi and Mayo visit a dojo. There, Januchi tells Mayo that her family runs a dojo and shares how much she enjoys this place. Then, Mukadayama greets Januchi and Mayo. Mukadayama asks Januchi to spar with a rookie named Tanaka. He promises to look after Mayo while she's doing that. Januchi complies. Mukadayama and Mayo discuss Mayo's views about military women and potentially Mayo herself. Mayo reflects on Mukadayama's words. Tanaka and Januchi finish their duel. Some rookies belittle Januchi for not making Tanaka look good in the duel. Mukadayama tells the rookies to get back to training. Mayo notices Januchi's unfazed by the rookies' comments. She hopes she can be just as strong as Januchi one day. Later, Yashiro visits Arata in his office. Arata tells Yashiro that he gave the Anti-Grotesqueries intel about Naoshi. Yashiro gives Arata information about his experiences with Naoshi through flashbacks. He confirms that Naoshi was a violent child, but had the strongest supernatural ability in his family. Yashiro says Naoshi didn't open up to anyone besides Sumi. Then, we cut away to Mayo and Kyoka in the present. Mayo informs Kyoka about how her day with Januchi went. She also opens up about her meal prep to Kyoka. Kyoka tells Mayo he'd like her to continue preparing meals for him. Then, we enter a flashback featuring Kyoka and Tadakio. Kyoka wants Tadakio to look after Mayo if something bad happens to him. Later, in the present, Mayo dreams about Sumi and Naoshi. Then, Mayo awakens and partakes in her usual morning activities. Mayo visits the Anti-Grotesquerie base and reflects on her powers. She wants to be of use to Kyoka. Mayo visits a messy area of the Anti-Grotesquerie's base. She wants to clean the place up. Januchi greets Mayo and offers to help Mayo clean the area. Meanwhile, Kazushi visits Yoshido while the latter is lying in bed. He updates Yoshido about Mio's activities and tells him she got a bodyguard. The episode ends with a shot of Januchi looking at Mayo. This episode of My Happy Marriage Season 2 gives fans a lot of chatter amongst different parties. We also get introduced to Mio's new bodyguard, Janucci. Although some fans argue Mio should have grown a backbone since the season began, it's great that she has a female companion who could push her in that direction. At the same time, this episode gives audiences exceptional information on Janucci's character. From Janucci's personal life to her strength, this chapter gave her great depth despite serving as the character's introduction. I'm excited to see how Janucci and Mio's relationship grows moving forward. That aside, this episode gives Naoshi minor depth. We receive his past in a flashback and a minor appearance from Mio's mother, Sumi. Hopefully, we'll learn more about Naoshi's character over time since he's being built up as the season's potential big bad. But all in all, this was an interesting episode of My Happy Marriage.